Welcome back to Opal&Mint. Welcome back to our Flower Everyday series. This is where we're celebrating Watercolor Month with a flower every single day. We're keeping these quick, simple, and beginner friendly. Let's see what day 8 is. Oh, I love it. We're doing cosmos. These are beautiful, fun, simple. Look how funky these like stems are. And then there's just a couple little tiny baby leaves. This is beautiful. Okay. So I'm also picking a different paint every single day. So let's see what palette I have in front of me that we could use. There's not a red in that one. I've used that one. I haven't used this one, but is there a red in here? I don't think there is. There's a tangerine orange. Ooh, Aurora red. That's pretty. Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I mix these two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna mix these two. These are Mission Gold granulating set. And I'm gonna mix tangerine orange and Aurora red together. These two right here to do our cosmos. That sounds beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead. What do I want to use for my brush? Okay, I'm trying to switch back and forth between different brushes as well, and I have some more affordable and more expensive. Today we're going to go the more affordable route. This is from Fumui. This is a brand that you can find on Amazon, and they are a little bit cheaper. So this is a size 4 round, and we're going to go with that. So let's mix up some color. I'm going to start with this tangerine color, and then the Aurora red, and let's see what we can come up with. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. That's beautiful. A little bit more. That's a gorgeous color. And this does granulate, so it's gonna separate a little bit into a couple of different colors, but that's pretty. Okay. Oh, sorry. Also, we're using the flower color guide, and we are on page 260. If you have this, you can follow along at home. If not, it's right here as well. So, okay, I'm gonna start with the flowers, and we're gonna work on our flower perspectives today because we can do some fun different sides of these flowers. So let's start with just the full-on front-facing flower. These have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 petals. So I'm gonna start by putting a middle. So here's our center. The center of this is a pretty dark center, so we'll go in and touch some deep color in that in a minute. But these petals, we're just gonna go out, and then they're kind of rounded with a tiny bit of a point, okay? So go all the way around like that. So we're just kind of rounding that, giving it a little bit of a point. Pretty. And again, I like to have my brush pointed toward the center of the flower, and I like to pull outward. Okay, so rounded and a little bit of a point. And just going all the way around with this beautiful color. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to start doing some skinnier ones if I'm gonna get 8 in here. 6. Oops, that one looks funny. 7, and do an 8th one here. Okay. All right, so there's the flower. I'm gonna take a deep color now. I have like a Mars brown. That works. Which one are you? Okay, so I'm going to take just a deep color. You can do a black or a brown, whatever you have. And I'm going to just tap it in the center of that flower, just so we have a center. And I'm just going to let that kind of blend, bleed, do its thing. All right, so let's do another perspective. I want to do one that's, you see the bottom of the flower. So let's actually start with green. I'm going to take one of these greens. I don't know, jade green, perhaps. That's a beautiful green. And And we're gonna do a little cup. So it's just this little bowl kind of shape. This is not the correct green for this flower, but I think it looks really good with the color palette. Like, it's really pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back into our red, and we're gonna come out from this and do our little petal shapes. So we're making kind of a bowl here, kind of curving. And that green and red are going to kind of bleed together because they are wet, and that is exactly what I wanted. And we're going to do one little bitty line because we're seeing like the side of this petal, like so. Beautiful. Look at that. See how simple that is? We're just making kind of a bowl shape. It's so fun, so much fun. Okay, so we have forward facing, we have kind of facing upward. Now let's do one, let's see here. I think I'm just gonna start putting a flower on the page. Okay, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start with my center here. And I think it's gonna be facing kind of this way. So I'm gonna start with a petal coming out this way. And then we've got a petal coming towards us. It's going to be really short because it's coming towards us. And then there's another one. Okay. All right, get more of that red. And now we're going out this way. And this way. And one petal here. Okay, now when I put that dark center in, it's going to help show you where this is going better. So we have our center here, going out that way. Kind of push this back so it doesn't come forward too much. Okay, so that one's facing that way. Makes sense? I want to put these stems in and then kind of see where we are. Yeah, let's do that. So let me take our green. Again, I'm taking the pine green. Is that what it was called? Jade green. So let's start. Again, these are really, really interesting shaped stems. So we can kind of do whatever we want with the direction of these. It's like this one, I'm gonna have it come here like that. I think I did a little too much on that one, but it's totally fine. A lot of them like go up and then sideways. I want this one to start over here and then go up like that. Okay. And you can definitely use a more leafy kind of green if you want. I just liked the way this color palette was looking, so. Okay, we need a couple more flowers to fill this out, so, and then we'll wrap this one up too. All right, so I think we need one here. I'm just gonna start putting petals in. So I'm gonna put a petal there, one there, just pushing outward, there, there, and there. So those are the rough shapes. I can refine it a little bit. There. Ones that are coming towards you, you don't always have to do the full petal. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to put in my center. I actually like this style of leaving a little bit of white space where the center is and then tapping this in. Let's see here. That one bled way too much, so I'm trying to push it back a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my stem for this one. Where does this one want to come from? Should this one go off this way? Let's just see what happens. There we go. That works. Pretty pretty. I think it needs one more because and they're like the way they are stacked that it definitely needs another one. Maybe a little one right here. Let's do like a smaller one. So they're not all the same size. Okay, and I think I want to do this one kind of facing out that way. So we're going to do another cup shape and then we'll add our green in. So just adding in our little petals like so. And then we're going to take our green and we're going to kind of feather it through there and pull this down like so. And then you can do leaves or not. There's only a couple little tiny leaves on this. You could leave it so it's simple, or you can put, I think I might leave them. I think that's what I want to do. But as these are drying, I'm actually going to go in, I'm taking that center and I'm tapping a little bit more of that dark color in to kind of define our center a little bit more. That one needs to dry a little bit before I can do that there, but that's what I want to do. And then I'm going to take my red, and I'm trying not to make this too horribly long, but we're going to take our red. We're getting a fairly concentrated amount on our brush. One thing I haven't showed yet in this series, if you're a beginner, one of the most crucial parts of loading your brush is, you go in, you get paint on your brush. If you just lift your brush up, your brush is going to be squished and flat. Do you see that? So every time I'm going to load my brush, I wiggle it in there and then I'm twisting and pulling to where it is shaped as a fine point, okay? So especially for these details we're about to do, go in, get it, twist and pull it up. And we're just gonna add a few little bitty veining lines on these. These are very deep, beautiful flowers, so we don't need too much, but I just wanna add a couple of little veins on these petals and just make them go in the shape of the petal. So don't do straight lines, kind of slightly curve them with your petals. That way they have just one little extra layer of shape, dimension, and definition. I hope that made sense. I hope that you are following along and learning. This is a fun flower. Yeah, adding just those little lines. Try to use the lightest pressure and get just the tip of your brush. Adding those lines are going to help just separate those petals out a little bit. So, these right here, and this one is still a little bit wet, so I can't do the details on it yet, but just go through and do a little bit of detail on your flower petals. And I'm going to show you a little bit closer up because I know that might be a little hard to see. So you can kind of see the flower petal, just get these little bitty lines, okay? There we go, that's day 8 Cosmos. These were fun and pretty. I had somebody comment recently, they were just waiting to see if I actually have enough palettes to do a new one every single day. So stay tuned and we will find out. I have not counted my palettes, so I don't even know how many I have, but I feel like it's gonna happen. So, okay. All right, I always say I'm done and I keep going every single time, but I am done. Oh, we haven't splattered, so no. Just kind of, okay. All right, I'm gonna splatter and cover up. Well, those are a little wet still. Beautiful. And a little bit of green. All right, that is it for day 8. I hope that you are enjoying this. I hope this one was fun for you. I liked this one a lot. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below and we'll see you again tomorrow for another one. Bye. Cute. For another day of a flower every day. For another episode. Oh.